You know me, and you know that I too am a love-based leader, that I love people, and that I love diversity, and that my goal in life is to make the world a better place. We are all of one race, the human race, and that, I think, is what a lot of people forget, is that we are the same people. And one of the things that I've discovered is that in my overseas travels, when I went there, you're right, the media had broadcasted a message in my mind that gave me fear as I went to the Middle East, thinking that everybody I was going to meet there was going to be bad. And that's something that is drilled in us. So I agree with you 100% that the media can really paint a very dark picture of different races, different people, different cultures. When I got to the Middle East, I realized one thing, several things, but one of the things I realized is that we are all the same people. We all laugh, love, bleed, and cry in the same way. And yes, the police in 2016, and for many, many years, all these stories bring to light a darkness about the police work, or darkness about the black community, that is unfounded in most cases, because there are some good police officers out there doing an exceptional job. And you said it a little bit earlier, you know, you're not angry at the police per se, but at the conduct of some people who bring the entire blue community, blue being the police officers, into a poor light. These people are making bad judgments. These people are doing horrific things, and we've seen it, and it makes our hearts break. But for most police officers out there, and for most black people, they're good people. You know, like, the police stand for something, to serve and protect. It's not an easy job. And I've been in many circumstances as a police officer where a split-second decision could mean the difference between somebody's life. And I had to make that decision, given the circumstances, and hope and pray that I was making the right decision. And fortunately for me, it was the right decision in each and every case. But I agree with you. There are a number of sad stories coming out in which the black community is being targeted. And we are seeing this ugliness, and it's time for change. It's time for us to make a difference in this world. So I hear everything that you say, and I agree that the media is largely at fault here for painting the black community in a very ugly light. And we need to change that. We need people to change that. We need the media to change that. And as you said, we need Hollywood to change that. But we also need to get people to come together and talk about what the issue is. I have invited members of the Metropolitan Toronto Police and the OIPRD, the Office of the Independent Police Review Director, to take part in this podcast because I really want to get their perspective on things, how we can improve, and what they're doing to help improve the situation. So if we can bring members and leaders of the community to come together, sit without any preconceived notion or how they think it ought to go. Let's open the channels of conversation and communication to include love-based solutions, working together to make improvements. It may be training, it may be the process of hiring that is at fault. It may be a number of different issues.
Well, I'll even add to that. I personally believe that a police officer should understand the culture of the people that they're working with.
Agreed.
I think that in itself, like we said, the media paints a picture, and I'll be honest, in the black community, there are some hard truths that we need to face, that there are some real, I don't even like using the word thug, honestly.
Right.
I hate it. But truth be told, there are some criminals in the black community, just as in any other community.
Yes.
And this is what people need to understand.
Including the police community.
Including the police community. And what we need to understand is that what the media is painting, look at the reality as opposed to that. Go into these communities and see for yourselves what's happening. If it is that there's maybe not enough guidance in the home, make it your business to sit and talk to that young man.
Right.
Let me tell you, there is this gentleman that I follow on Instagram. His name is Police Norman. Tommy Norman. I think it's Tommy, but Police Norman. And Paul, when I tell you, he's from, I think it's a place called Little Rock. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but he is amazing. You go on his page every day, he's showing videos of him with the little black kids, and he's sitting with them and he's giving them advice, and he's telling them, say thank you, say this, say that, this is how you treat people with kindness, and he's giving them lessons that parents should give their children. And probably because he recognizes that this is what they need, right, to be better citizens, to have respect for these officers.
Right.
They need to understand that in order to get respect, in order to get it, you have to give it.
You're right. You're so right. It's a theory of reciprocation. We treat others the way that we get treated.
Simple.
It's simple. Yeah.
And that is the start. Once we are able to look within ourselves and ask, are we treating these people the way that we would want them to treat us?
Exactly.
That's it right there.
That is.
If you're not doing it, then you need to get it done.
Right.
And if you're doing it, kudos to you.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need to respect each other, and we need to see people for people and nothing else.
And there's our call to action right there. Treat everybody really the way that you want to be treated yourself, because we are from the same family.
Yes.
And we, and only we, can
He's
make
just a
that.
little lighter than I am.
Yes, exactly. Just a little lighter. But yes, but we can make that difference, can't we?
Yes.
You know, and the challenge is to get everybody who is watching to share this, but not only that, to go out and treat the next person, whatever color their skin, whatever religion they adhere to, whatever their sexual orientation, it doesn't matter. Treat them the way that you want to be treated yourself. A kind smile, a kind word, open the channels of communication, because that is how we make a difference in this world.
I totally agree. There are men and women out there who are going through so much, and I make no excuses for the black community, but I do look at the facts, and especially in the United States of America.
Yes.
There are a lot of black people in these communities where you see that there's a lot of killing taking place, like a lot of shootings and robbery and so forth. These men and women, they are living like dogs. And people don't show that. They just show the acts that they commit. They don't show the quality of life. These people a lot of them don't even have proper running water.
Right.
And they get angry because of the way leaders treat them. Because in their minds, this is America, the land of the great and the land of the free, you know, the shining example for the world.
Right.
Yet still, we cannot have access to opportunities like everyone else. We can't have the quality of life. Not even a proper drink of water is coming out of the tap. Not even a proper school system that my daughter can get a proper education to get a proper job so that she doesn't have to join a gang or something. People need to understand that there are ripple effects that are taking place in these communities, all because that a lot of leaders have abandoned them.
Yes.
They've abandoned their communities, they've abandoned the people, and they are angry, and so they lash out. And they lash out at the things that they see happening, which one so happens to be police brutality.
Exactly. We've seen this also in Paris with the terrorist attacks, you know, where people were invited to Paris, refugees were invited to Paris, yet they were put in segregation, not given running water. Exactly. Their garbage was not collected. How is a people supposed to react to all this hatred, to all this seclusion? And that's what we see exactly in many parts of the black community, is that seclusion. You're right, you know, and that needs to be addressed. That needs to be.
And it festers, and you get angry and you lash out in ways that are more harmful than good for you. And that's unfortunate, because that's the thing we need to learn. We need to learn that even in these tough moments, that's not the way to go.
That's not.
Even if we see those really horrific videos of police slaughtering And it's hard to watch, Paul. It is hard to watch. Like, for the last week, I posted, like, well, the last 2 weeks, you saw, I posted videos of the way police have treated black people as opposed to others. And even when we comply, look at this gentleman who was just helping the autistic man. And he was still shot. I thank God that he wasn't killed.
Right.
But he complied, and he even told them, please don't shoot. I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to calm him down. But yet still, and then when asked, why did you shoot me? The officer said, I don't know.
Right.
And
Right.
again, he doesn't know, but I think he knew. Probably now he knows as he sits down and thinks about it. I'm thinking that he's like, you know what? I feared for my life because in my mind, every black person is an aggressive person. And I just have to shoot.